Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center for another OCAA men's volleyball matchup, where today the Cite Coyotes are here to visit the Centennial Colts. Once again, welcome inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. My name's Jack Middleton. I'm alongside Anthony Santilla up here bringing you today's festivities. The Centennial Colts currently sitting in second place at 11-3 following a 5-set loss to the Algonquin Wolves yesterday, while the Cite Coyotes come into the game currently winless at 0-13 after their loss to the George Brown Huskies yesterday. Anthony, some players to talk about for today's game. For the Cite Coyotes, somebody to bring up would be Javier Prudhomme. Javier is first on his team in kills with 109 points. He only has one ace, but this whole Cite team doesn't have a whole lot of aces, to be honest with you. 114 points, also leading his team, and a 208 hitting percentage. So if the Cite Coyotes are trying to win this matchup here against one of the top-seeded Centennial Colts, they're going to have to go to Prudhomme. Meanwhile, on the side of the Centennial Colts, we highlight Michael Coropi. Coropi was tremendous in yesterday's game against the Algonquin Wolves. And season-long stats, Coropi has been one of the best on the team. If you take out the stats of Gianluca Righetto, who is no longer with the team, Michael Coropi sits at 85 kills, which is second on the team, 5 aces, which is second on the team, 128 points, also second on the team, wow, and a 383 hitting percentage, which is godlike in volleyball. That's also first on the team. The Colts used the middle set very well in the first 2 sets against the Algonquin Wolves before they lost it a little bit in set number 3, 4, and 5, so maybe they look a little bit quicker to go to Michael Coropi. As I say that, we will end our pregame festivities up here, and I will send it down floor side to our public address announcer, Ryan Miller, for the starting lineups. that was the starting lineups from our public address announcer, Ryan Miller. We'll go over them one more time for you. For the Centennial Colts, it is Bosco Ducharme in the middle, Keaton DeLorme at libero, Ruslan Deloire on the outside. Michael Matsudo will be your setter. Michael Korpi is a middle blocker. Nathan Hara will be on the outside, as well as Milan Zavoinovic. For the La Cite Coyotes, it is Xavier Archer, as well as Yolande Bassi, Javier Prudhomme, Jason Levaille, Tristan Pitre, Maxime Nadeau, Jacob Demore, and Jacob Bedard-Gauthier.
You did very good with those names.
Thank you. The French immersion teaching here in Ontario is just fantastic, I guess. Reading all those French names feels like home, I guess.
I opted not to go into French immersion. Couldn't comprehend learning a second language with my little brain, so thank God you're on the broadcast tonight.
The set early goes to Deloire. It'll find the line. The Colts. Matsudo's so quick to serve, I didn't even get to say the Colts in the white and green. Obviously the libero in the black, while the La Cite Coyotes in a sharp new blue jersey with their libero playing in their white. So Matsudo gets us started here. The set goes far side to number 8. That's Pita, and it's a net touch by Ruslan Deloire. And the point goes to the Coyotes. The serve from Pietra is off the hand of DeLorme and Zavoinovic. A little miscommunication on the backside. Sorry, it was just DeLorme. That's my bad. And the Coyotes take their first lead. Serve. Matsudo's going to set behind him to Deloire off the body of Artur. Keeps it alive, and Pietra is going to get it over the net. Deloire, Matsudo goes into the middle to Zavoinovic, who missed times it, gets some backspin on that ball, and a Coyotes point.
That looked beautiful flying through the air, but fortunately it went out for a point to La Cite.
So Pietra still back to serve for the Coyotes. Matsudo's going to set quickly to Ducharme up the middle, and exactly what the Colts were doing yesterday starts out again with the middle block set, and Ducharme makes them pay.
Good sportsmanship there as Ducharme accidentally took out one of his opponents, making sure that he's okay. And that's in for a great serve.
Deloire with the ace as the Coyotes back away from that serve, and it finds the line on the far side, so a 3-3 tie early on.
It's a good second replay there by our producer, Leo Solorzano. A little rusty after the first one, but got back on it.
That ball gets up into the net, and Ducharme's going to win the party ball at the net. He'll put that back down on the block, and the Colts lead.
Bosco's been huge for Centennial this season. Very tall man. 6'5".
The serve from Deloire finds the corner of the court, and another service ace from Ruslan Deloire.
Wow.
This is what the Colts need to do. Obviously, some of their starters not in the lineup, with La Cite being 0-13. Coach Timpson starting a couple of his bench players, as that one set to the far side to Bassi, and he will fire that past the block of Zavoinovic. Jason Levaille to serve for the Coyotes. His serve handled by DeLorme. Matsudo's going to set quickly to Ducharme in the middle, and it works one more time for the Colts. I'm still sitting here amazed that they didn't use that in set 3, 4, and 5 yesterday against the Wolves, but back at it today.
He smashed that.
So Ducharme will head back to the service line for the Colts, now leading 6-4 early on in set number 1. Ducharme's serve handled by Artur. The set's going to go into the middle and tried to be tipped over the net by Pietra. Unable to do so, and the Colts take another point. Ducharme on the serve. His serve handled by the Coyotes. The set goes far side. That's blocked at the net by Zavoinovic and Korpi. I think Zavoinovic got all of that off the hands of Yolan Bassi.
Great start by Centennial.
Ducharme's serve now is going to float past the back line, so the error from Ducharme gives the ball back to the Coyotes. Bassi back to serve. His serve floated. Delaware keeps it up. Matsudo doesn't go anywhere.
Interesting.
Some miscommunication. That is his only job, to go get that ball, but Matsudo doesn't go and grab it, so a point Coyotes. Bassi heads back to serve. This serve mishandled between Delaware and Zavoinovic. They got to talk it out on the bench. Captain Casalato standing on the bench,
screaming,
barking out some orders, trying to get the boys in order.
I'd be afraid of him.
Bassi fires that over the net. Delaware. Matsudo quick set goes to Hara off the hands, and a diving save from Artur. It'll be played over by Bassi, and the Colts have a free ball. Matsudo sets Hara, one blocker and another diving stop, but not for long, as a kill from Nathan Hara gets the Colts a 2-point lead.
Right off the blocker.
So Hara goes back to serve. He'll float that over the net. Coyotes will go quick to the outside. That swing from number 4, that's Javier Prudhomme, is fired out, and the Colts will take another point. Hara serve, handle. The set comes back to Prudhomme. He'll tip it over the net. Hara able to keep it alive. Korpi over the net. The Coyotes have to go quickly over the net. Prudhomme a free ball. Delaware, Matsudo will go quickly to Korpi in the middle. And like we highlighted at the top of the broadcast, Korpi fires that one down.
Wow. Up and over within a matter of seconds. It's been Nathan Hara serving for the first time tonight. That's going to go into the net.
Hara will fire that into the net. So 3 great serves from Hara, finished off by an error. The Coyotes get the ball back, and it'll be Javier Prudhomme. DeLorme, Matsudo set, goes far side to Zavoinovic with one blocker. There is no way you're stopping that off the hands of Prudhomme at the back, and a kill from Milan Zavoinovic. With that kill from Zavoinovic, it'll force the Cite Coyotes to take a timeout, and Coach David O'Coin will take his first timeout as the Colts lead it 12-8 in set number 1. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. Again, Jack Middleton alongside Anthony Santia for today's broadcast. The Centennial Colts up 12-8 early on in this wonderful Sunday afternoon matchup. And Milan Zavoinovic will get us restarted. He'll float it over the net. The set goes to the close side to Petra, and then Just finds the hole of the Centennial defense on the back right. And a Coyotes point. So back to serve will be Yola Bassi.
There it is.
Quick set for Matsudo, goes right back to Corpy, and the middle set works one more time for the Colts.
Last stage is not reading this play. It's going to be their downfall if they don't read it.
So Michael Corpy on the serve. The serve for Corpy is tipped on the back end, unable to save it. Were the Coyotes. On that replay, Corpy had some wicked side spin on that ball. Had about 3 feet of movement. That is impossible to receive on the Coyote side. And I say that, and he fires it just a little bit too far. And the error from Corpy gives the ball back to Cite. That service was
wow.
Demore, as that reception hits the roof off the hands
that
of
was
Artur.
A rocket.
And the set from Hara is so hard, and unable to return that was Xavier Artur. And the Colts take the point. It'll be Matsudo on the serve. A good serve handled by Artur. The set's going to come close side to Bassi off the hands of the block, and DeLorme keeps it up. Matsudo sets Delaware. He'll roll it over off the block. Petra will set into the middle to Prudhomme. Handled by Zavoinovic. Matsudo quickly to Ducharme. And maybe just the wrong decision from Matsudo. The set was coming from behind Ducharme. And that mistake gives the Coyotes the ball. So back to service, Tristan Petra. His serve out to the left of the court. Delaware leaves that alone. And the Colts now back up by 5. The serve from Delaware rolled over. Petra handles it. The set goes far side to Bassi through the middle of the 2 blockers. Zavoinovic and Ducharme not getting tight to each other, but it lands out of play on the cross court, and the Colts will take the point.
Centennial quickly out to a 17-11 lead. They'll try their best to keep this rolling.
Delaware serve handled by Artur. The set's going to go to Prudhomme. Blocked at the net by Hara, but kept alive as Zavoinovic tips it over. Artur will set back to Prudhomme. He'll roll it over as DeLorme keeps it alive. Matsudo quickly to Ducharme off the body and held up by Bassi. The set will go to Petra at the back. And DeLorme on a good rally. Sets to Delaware off the hands of a diving Petra, and a powerful kill from Ruslan Delaware.
This Colts team has some massive power on it.
Delaware serve again to Petra, handled. The set goes quickly into the middle. A little swing by number 7, Jason Levaille. Off the hands of Hara. Maybe fooled Hara. He didn't expect the ball to come that way. Now the Coyotes only down by 6 now. That serve handled quickly by the Colts. The set's going to go to Zavoinovic, and a mistimed jump by Zavoinovic fires it into the net. I believe we're going to have possibly a little timeout. They're checking the jersey of Hara.
Maybe a rip or something?
He can play with the rip, but the scare part is if he's got blood or something on his jersey or something like that. You can't play with blood on your jersey, unfortunately. So give that a check. It looks like they're going to have to make the sub with Hara coming out, which means that Pedro Casalato will come in and check in for a quick second.
Well, you know he's got no issues with playing this. He's a gamer. He loves to play.
Unless they're giving Hara the chance to maybe get a Band-Aid or something wrapped up, which I there's a chance that's what they're doing.
I believe so.
But as we say that, we'll have a little huddle at the bench. We'll talk about it, and we'll head to a quick little break as we try and figure out what is going on with Nathan Har, and we'll have a quick little break.
I think they're pulling him back on the court now.
Yeah, so the players on the bench are not able to go to the players on the floor are not able to go to the bench during this kind of timeout. So the Cite coaches, we're worried about them going to get a drink of water, all that kind of stuff. You're not allowed, but Castellato just announced into the game, so we should be getting started here shortly.
Unless they're going to AJ. That's what I think it's going to be.
And they duped me a little bit. Jordan Timpson just throwing me for a loop, and he'll sub in AJ Thrasingham.
Duked Ryan on the announcement as well as he announced Pedro first. Thrasingham, every time we watch him, he's one of the most electrifying players. One of my favorite to watch. He's always got that power and that pull to the crowd.
I think you just love saying his name.
It is fun to say as well, but he does smash the ball pretty good.
So now we get started, a 5-point lead for the Colts, and serving is Leveille. Delaware, Matsudo goes to Zavoinovic, blocked at the net, but kept alive by Matsudo. Delorme will reset Zavoinovic off the hands of the block, but it'll find the floor on the side of the Coyotes. Bosco Ducharme back to serve. Colts up 19-13 here in set number 1. Ducharme served off the tape and out of the reach of two diving Coyotes, and a perfect serve from Bosco Ducharme.
Bosco's done that a couple times already in this first set. You can see from his reaction, he kind of went, oh no, and then he's like, oh wait, never mind. It's funny. Try to completely replicate that.
His serve this time handled by Archer. The set's going to go to Prudhomme, and Ducharme with good reception. That's going to go to Zavoinovic, tipped off the block. Artur, the set, goes far side to Bassi. A diving Delaware keeps that alive, and a good save as a free ball goes to the Coyotes. Pita, the set goes behind. That'll go to Bassi, and this time it'll work out in between Delaware and Ducharme.
Pedro's got Nancy on the bench. I think he wants in.
This might be the only game. I believe he played in La Cite when they were back there in October. This might be the only game he's never started. He'll get a little antsy standing on the bench as that one fired into the net on the serve from Bassi. Colts take the ball back 4 points away from taking set number 1.
Look, I love it, man. He's just dancing on the bench.
He's enjoying not being in the game, having to dive around. He's having fun as Thrasingham serve is a good one. The set's going to go to Bassi, and Thrasingham digs it out. Delaware, the set goes to Zavoinovic. He'll roll it over the top. A quick two-touch set. Delaware reads it as Matsudo tries to go quickly to Coropi, and the Colts will be unable to get that ball over. This mistiming, miscommunication between Matsudo and Coropi. And the Coyotes will have the serve. So the Coyotes will make a substitution. Incoming will be number 9, Yannick Tomati. Is serving for the Coyotes. His serve is a good one, Zavoinovic. Matsudo will set to Zavoinovic, mistimed again. But it goes up to Zavoinovic, block. We'll battle at the net, and the Coyotes with the free ball. The set will go close side to Petra off the net, dug out by Thrasingham. The set goes to Zavoinovic. He just has to tip it over. Coyotes, a free ball. They mishandle that. Colts look to capitalize. It goes to Zavoinovic off the hands of a block, and a good kill from Milan Zavoinovic.
Zavoinovic has had a really good start to the game.
So that substitution will get reversed. Tomati will head back to the bench. And Zavoinovic heads back to serve. Coyotes will set close side to Petra off the hands of Matsudo. A diving save from Thrasingham, and the ball gets played over. The Coyotes set quickly into the middle, and Delorme another good dig. A free ball back to the Coyotes. They have to capitalize. The set goes close side to Petra. Matsuda unable to block it. It doesn't touch anybody. And a point for the Colts. You have to give all the credit to AJ Thrasingham.
Told you, he's electrifying when he's on. That's incredible defense.
So Hara checks back into the game. So it was blood onto his jersey. So number 12. Now Nathan Hara. He's used to wearing number 14, but quick jersey swap. He's back into the game, so Milan Zavoinovic gets us started. The set goes quickly into the middle, and that's fired off the hands of the block. That was by number 12, Maxime Nadeau. And Nadeau will head back to serve. The serve from Nadeau is floated past the back line of the Colts. And the error from Nadeau will give the Colts set point.
Man, watching Pedro on the sidelines is just, it's insane. Fake drop kicking the ball over. Oh, it's hilarious.
Just the energy he brings out. Even when he's on the court, he's got lots of energy. As that serve, we won't talk about his court. He fires that to the stands over here. And Pedro has hit the floor in embarrassment of that serve, I guess.
You gotta watch his reactions on the points, man. It's awesome.
That serve is floated over. Matsuda will go to the far side to Delaware, and he'll hammer that to the floor. As the point from Delaware will give the Colts a 25-17 win in set number 1. On the other side of the break, we'll have set number 2 as the Colts look to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center, starting set number 2 as the Colts lead it 1-0 after a 25-17 victory. The Coyotes will have the first serve, and it'll go to their setter, Jacob Demore.
Oh, boy.
His serve is rolled over the back line of the Colts, and an opening service error gives the Colts a 1-0 lead. The serve from Matsudo is fired into the net, so we'll trade service errors to start set number 2.
See that Pedro just faked whipping the ball back all the way down the court. You gotta watch him out, like in between plays. It's incredible.
Petra on the serve, handled by Delaware. The set's gonna go to Delaware. He'll swing left-handed on a mistimed serve from Matsudo. And as everybody else would, as with a left-handed, if I swung with my left hand, I wouldn't even be near the ball. I can guarantee you that. Delaware does exactly that, gives the ball to the Coyotes. And it's Petra on the serve. DeLorme. Matsudo comes close side to Hara, and he fires that down, but it is out. A good leave there from the setter, Demore. Served by Petra, handled by DeLorme. Matsudo goes to Delaware off the hands of Artur, and a good placed kill from Ruslan Delaware. That'll send Delaware back to the line to serve. He'll fire that into the net, so 2 serves for the Colts, 2 errors for the Colts into the net. Not a great start for the Colts as it'll send back Jason Levalle to serve. DeLorme. Matsudo goes to Ducharme in the middle, and even the mistime sets to the middle blocker work for the Colts. That one finds the floor in between. Just to the left of Petra, as you saw on the replay. A mistime kind of fooled the Coyotes to give the Colts the point. Served by Ducharme, this time in play. The set goes backside to Bassi off the hands of Zavoinovic, but onto the side of the Colts court.
That was good. Just able to get that one over.
So Bassi back to serve. The first year out of France himself in Ile de la Réunion.
Wow.
If you like the French pronunciations for me, is from France. That kill there on the far side by I believe that was by Zavoinovic. Maybe by Hara, sorry. Fired just a bit too far. And now a 3-point Coyote lead. The serve from Bassi, handled by Delaware. DeLorme sets Zavoinovic. It's tipped, tries to be tipped over the net, I would say. Off the tape, and another mistake from the Colts. Serve from Bassi, again handled by Delaware. Matsudo will set behind him to Hara, and a well-placed kill from Nathan Hara.
Centennial just had such a good groove in the first set. It looked as if they almost ungrooved themselves.
So Hara will head back to serve for the Colts. Hara will float it over. Petra, the set goes quickly to Bassi and tipped at the net. Matsudo sets, tries to go quickly to Corpi. It'll work, though, over the net. They reset, go back to Corpi, and it works this time through the hands of Artur. Hara serve, another good one, handled by the Coyotes. The set's going to go to the far side to Prudhomme. It is not touched at the net, and another Colts point, so they start to make their way back. Early on, down by 3. Now only down by 1 as Hara goes on a little bit of a run. Coyotes handle it. Set goes back to Prudhomme, and it'll be off the head, I believe, of Hara.
Yeah. I think he's okay, but then he's up a head injury.
They're gonna have to check on him. A ball to the head. They're gonna have to check on him. That's just an OCAA roll ball to the head. You got to go get checked on. So Hara will exit for the second time for now a different reason, but he'll go get checked on, and Theresium will
right
check
off
back
the
in.
Nose. It's a great replay. It's a little tough though, slowing it down, watching the contact.
It's an unfortunate part of volleyball for sure, because Prudhomme hit that as hard as he possibly could. Hara looks like he's okay, but he'll get worked on by Vic Diol, the student athletic therapist over there for the Colts. Shout out to Vic. The amount of times he's wanted a shout out is crazy, but now he's got one, so I'll have to let Vic know.
It only took him 2.5 years to get one.
Getting the work done. Delorme. Matsudo goes to Zavoinovic, blocked at the net. Corpy plays it back over, and the Coyotes reset. It'll be a free ball for the Colts. Delaware. Matsudo goes close side to Zavoinovic.
Great
again, blocked at the net, and that one's blocked by Demore. What a solo block. Again, the Colts early on have not gone back to the middle.
They really need to. They had something that was working.
Zavoinovic. Matsudo quickly to Corpy, and surprise, surprise, the middle block works this time on the set. Corpy with another kill. Maybe I just got to say it more and they'll do it, I guess. Say it once, Matsudo will set there, and then it works out. Sending Zavoinovic back to serve. He'll float it over. Prudhomme tips it up. It's kept alive and played over by Bassi. Matsudo will set. Theresium, nobody there to block, as it's too powerful. That I don't care who it is, nobody there to block. And Prudhomme's going to struggle with it no matter what. He fires it into the rafters.
Definitely nothing you can do with that one. He smashed that one hard.
He is sitting there hoping that his blocker goes up to jump again so he doesn't have a free shot from Theresium.
Great block.
That attack is sent over the net. It was a little miscommunication from Petra and Artur as the block at the net by Corpy forces some dismay on the Coyote side. Zavoinovic stays back to serve. He'll float it over one more time. A quick set. Delaware reads it well, and it'll go back to Demore. Blocked again by Delaware. They've got to quickly set to Corpy off the body of Bassi. Coyotes unable to work with that middle block. It keeps working for the Colts.
It's a good strategy. They found something that works. They're going to keep on attacking it.
That's the difference between this La Cite team and the Algonquin team from yesterday. Coach Timpson was trying to get his team to change up and maybe stay ahead of the Wolves defense because they had such a good middle blocker in Carl Rollins yesterday, but Coyotes don't really have that presence in the middle of the net, so why not use it? So heading back to serve for the Coyotes is number 12. That's Maxime Nadeau. His serve. He'll float it beyond the back line. So another error from Nadeau and the Coyotes. The Colts have brought it back to an 11-11 tie. A little bit of a scarce crowd here at the Athletic and Wellness Center. Normally fills up by the end of the day, but not a whole lot of people. Maybe everybody's sitting at home watching some NFL playoffs. Who knows? But still a loud fan base here at the Athletic and Wellness Center as that attack from Petra is off the hands of Ducharmin out of play, and so the Coyotes get the point and hand the ball off to Jakob Demore.
This second set's been more of a competitive one for sure between the two teams.
More serve, handled by Zavoinovic. Matsudo will set behind him to Theresium, and this one's off the hands of Prudhomme. Bassi unable to go grab it. And again, no blockers to Theresium. Prudhomme has to be angry at his left side blocker.
Way too powerful.
And welcome back to the game, Nathan Hara, so he's all right. Theresium with 2 kills with no blocks.
Man, Nathan's been subbed out twice, neither on his own accord. Poor guy just wants to play some volleyball.
So Matsudo will serve. It floats out a little bit right of the outline. The bench of the Colts are a little bit surprised. They thought it was in, but
that replay, it looked very, 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 very close.
We're going to have a sub. The La Cite coach is very, to be honest with you, he's kind of angry at the Colts bench. Pedro Castelletto, Omar Abdi have been over there jumping around as the Coyotes will make a sub, bringing in number 5, David Patino.
To be fair, the benches are allowed to cheer on their team as long as they're not saying anything negative about the opponent. So
yeah, the only downfall rule here at the Athletic and Wellness Center is that the bench has to stay beyond the black line, which is the outline for our basketball team. And Pedro being excited won't stay there at all.
It's like trying to cage an excited dog. No shot, no try.
And a smart leave there from Yolan Bassi to leave that on the free ball from Delaware. Lets it land out of bounds. So another 2-point lead for the Coyotes. The serve handled by DeLorme. Matsudo quickly to Ducharme in the middle of the court off the hands of Patino and out of the reach of a diving Artur.
That was a beautiful play.
So
Pedro just laying on the floor.
That substitution will get reversed. Patino back out. Petra will come back in. And Ruslan Delaware will get us restarted. The Coyotes will set behind to Bassi. Zavoinovic goes up, and Bassi fires it beside the hands of Zavoinovic to the floor. The Coyotes are working hard, trying to take a set here from the Colts.
Yeah, I feel like watching them in this set instead of the first set, like, just took them some time to get into the game for sure. But they're definitely more competitive in this second set.
Matsudo sets Haretz dug out by Petra. The set's going to go far side to Prudhomme. Blocked at the net. The Coyotes able to keep it alive. Prudhomme tips it over. DeLorme. Matsudo goes to Zavoinovic. He has to tip it over the net. I believe that was to the left of the out stick at the top of the net. So the Coyotes take another point and now have a 3-point lead. The serve from Levaille is into the net, so the Colts will take advantage of that error. Try and poise a little comeback of their own. Ducharme back to serve. His serve, a good one. Petra, I believe they're going to call that a lift. We were talking yesterday with Coach Mallory, talking about how the first touch, they normally give a whole bunch of leeway because you are receiving a hit from somebody else, but no leeway given there. He calls a lift as it was just a little bit too low on the chest on that set. If he goes for the bump, obviously that would work out well. But
well, I could see that for sure. Your hands were for sure under the ball, trying to push it out.
The set goes now quickly into the middle to Nadeau, tipped over the net, so the Colts will reset. Hara, he'll roll that over. They say tipped at the back. She's got tipped at the back. He'll call out on the line, Judge.
Right here. No, I didn't see a tip.
I didn't see a tip either, but the line judge down at the far side calls a tip. They're not going to talk about it. It doesn't really matter. Most of the time in volleyball, the players on the court are pretty respectful and say if they tip the ball. As we get restarted, Delaware Matsudo goes to Corapi and it's out of bounds. So now the Colts start adding a couple mistakes on, and the Coyotes have an 18-15 lead. Well,
Coyotes already have more points now than they did in the first set, so they've definitely improved for sure.
The serve from Bassi handled Matsudo to Corapi in the middle, and a little bit.
Was a little lucky for sure.
Just some luck, missed time, missed swing. It'll hit the tape and roll into the middle of the court. Colts will take it no matter what, sending Hara back to the line. for a serve. Floated over. Prudhomme. The set is going to go into the middle to Petra. He'll fire that into the net. So the Coyotes give back a couple errors. Now a 1-point game. Back on the serve, floats it over one more time. Petra, the set will go far side to Prudhomme off the hands of the block. Nobody there for the Colts, and a point for Javier Prudhomme.
Definitely deflected off of Matsudo's hands.
The substitution coming the way of the Coyotes out of the game is Prudhomme. He'll take a seat. Coming back into the game is Yannick Tomati. Delaware handles the serve. Matsudo will set to Zavoinovic, has to tip it over the net. Bassi hits there, and the Colts get a free ball, so Matsudo finds Hara down the far side. And again, no blockers on that right side, and Hara makes them pay.
That was a bullet.
That left side of the net has been unable to read Matsudo. Setting to the right side, has been jumping in the middle, and the right side swingers are making them pay for it. No mistakes. The serve from Zavoinovic, handled. The set goes far side to Petra. He'll swing, nobody touches it. Just a miss hit from Petra, and another point for the Colts as it's now 19-19. Serve from Zavoinovic, floated over, off the body of Artur. The set goes to Petra, he has to play it over the net. Matsudo will set close side to Delaware, it's blocked at the net, Delaware keeps it alive. Matsudo will now set to Hara, one blocker with him, but that's flagged out. And it'll be a point for the Coyotes. The Coyotes will have a substitution, so in comes number 14, that's Jakob Bedard Gauthier, and taking a seat is Maxime Nadeau, so Bedard Gauthier on the serve, he'll float it over. Matsudo, quick set into the middle to Corpy, and still not able to read it are the backline defenders of the Coyotes.
The way that they're spaced on defense just leaves so much room up in the middle. Colts have done good to realize that and exploit it.
So we reverse the substitution from the Coyotes, and Corpy will serve. Corpy serve handled by Petra. The set's going to go quickly into the middle to Leveille. It's blocked at the net, but just a little bit too far on the block. And a point, Coyotes.
Very close second set.
The serve from Demore. Matsudo will set it, goes to Delaware, and he'll fire it into the net. So the Coyotes now up by 2, 22-20. Demore serve off the tape, handled by Ducharme. They'll go far side to Hara. No blockers, but the missed time jump and set from Matsudo, and Hara will force Jordan Timpson to take a timeout for the Centennial Colts as the La Cite Coyotes lead it by 3. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. If you're just joining us, the Colts leading 1-0, but here in set number 2, the Coyotes have a 23-20 lead as DeMoore gets us restarted. Matsudo's set goes to Hara off the block, and a good save from Artur. The set goes back behind to Bassi and blocked at the net from Ruslan Delaware.
Good block.
So the Colts have to go on a little run. It'll start with Michael Matsudo. The Colts down by 2. His serve rolled over, handled. The set goes quickly into the middle to Levaille, blocked. The set will now go to Bassi off the hands of Delorme, and unable to get there is Ruslan Delaware, which means set point La Cite in set number 2. And it'll be Tristan Pietro on the serve. Handled by Delorme. Matsudo sets far side to Delaware through the hands of the block. Prudhomme just unable to keep a strong block, and it'll land in front of a diving Artur.
Well, Colts aren't going down without a fight.
They need 2 straight to stay alive here in the second set as Delaware's got the serve. A spinner serve, he'll roll over. Handled by Peacher, but a free ball for the Colts. Delorme, Matsudo goes to Zavoinovic, and he'll put that down to the floor past a diving Petra, meaning a timeout will come in for the La Cite Coyotes and David O'Coin, as the Coyotes are trying to take set number 2 from the Colts with a 24-23 lead. And we're back in set number 2 as Ruslan Delaware will get us started, trying to keep and give us a little bit of extra volleyball here in set number 2. Juan Delaware's serve, handled by Artur. The set will go back to Bassi. Cross court, handled by Matsudo. Delaware, the jump set goes to Hara and rolled over. Artur, DeMoore sets Bassi. He'll swing off the hands of Delaware, and Zavoinovic unable to get to the ball, meaning that the La Cite Coyotes will take set number 2 from the Colts at 25-23. It was a good second set from the Coyotes. A couple mistakes here, there, and everywhere from the Colts, who look to turn it around as we head to set number 3 after the break. back. Mute me. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center for set number 3 as we're tied at 1s with Michael Matsudo getting us set to go. Matsudo serve handled by Prudhomme. Free ball for the Colts as we see Philip Jarosi into the game for the first time. Handled by Artur on the save. Petrie gets through.
Oh, wow.
Petrie gets through our gate, and I believe that hits the out stick, and the Colts will take the point. Petra's all right.
Yeah, curled it around the stick. Got it back in play, though. That was very impressive.
Matsudo, another good serve, handled by Prudhomme. The set is going to come close side to Petra. Blocked at the net by Jarosi and Hara. And already Philip Jarosi making his statement. Of course, a familiar face for the Colts is Philip Jarosi. Played last year on the team. Didn't play first semester, but he is back and controlling the middle when needed for Coach Timpson. That'll be a quick 2-touch tip over by Jakob Delmore. A very smart play back into the back corner. No Colts there in the first point for the Coyotes as Hill head back to serve. Handled by Matsudo. Delorme sets to Hara. That is perfectly placed. A little mistimed hit, but it's perfectly placed into the back right corner as the Colts take their third point.
Delaware's serve is a good one.
Handled by Artur. It's going to be a quick set. Goes into the middle to Levaille. And again, a little mistiming off the top of the net fools the Colts. And Petra will head back to serve. Petra serve. Delaware dig. Matsudo sets over to Zavoinovic. Nobody near that kill for Milan.
He gets so high up when he jumps. It's incredible.
The serve from Jarosi is a good one. The set goes back to Bassi. Kept alive by Matsudo. Delaware will set Zavoinovic off the block, off the hands of Demore, and a point again for Milan Zavoinovic. The serve again from Jarosi put into the net. The error from Jarosi means a 5-3 lead for the Colts. A much better start so far. A lot less errors, a lot more efficiency on their side outs. As that serve from Levaille is played in, the set's going to go back to Zavoinovic, and the hot hand keeps going out of the reach of Petra.
Right through the blockers as well.
On the serve, handled. The set's going to go to Prudhomme, close side. Off the hands of the block, Delaware keeps it alive, and Matsudo will set to Hara, coming far side, and a very, very accurate response. Not a lot of power, but it doesn't matter if you put it in the right spot. Nathan Hara takes the point.
That was as straight as an arrow. That shot.
Hara floats another one in, Prudhomme. The set's going to go far side to Bassi. Blocked at the net from Zavoinovic and Koropi.
I think that hit both of their hands as well.
There's a chance it hit the right hand of Zavoinovic and the left hand of Koropi for a tag team block. Another floated serve, Hara, a good one. The set's going to go to Prudhomme and finally through the hands of the block, but it is out to this close side of the stick. Didn't catch it on the replay, but I'll believe it as.
Yeah, it was really tough.
I mean, he's standing 4 inches away from the outstick, so he should notice that serve mishandled by Petra. It'll be A free ball for the Colts. Prudhomme. Corpy will play that over. Delaware for another free ball back the way of the Coyotes. The set from Demore will go backside to Bassi. He'll cross-court it and land on the line. And a good kill from Bassi.
Yeah, good call from the ref.
Bassi will head back to serve. His serve is a good one. Delaware handles it. Matsuda will set Zavoinovic into the net. He goes. Little missed timing from Zavoinovic and Matsuda one more time. And Coyotes take the point. Lola Bassi on the serve. Handled by Delaware again. Matsuda will set to Hara. He'll hammer that just a little bit too far on the right side. And another error from the Colts, a 9-6 lead now.
Trying to recreate the point from a couple points ago. Unfortunately, this time not able to find that back corner.
Bassi again back to serve. We still haven't seen the Colts go to the middle yet in this set. Something that's worked a whole lot. Delaware. DeLorme will go far side to Zavoinovic, but he's been working, tipped off the block this time. The set will go close side to Prudhomme, blocked at the net on the triple block. I believe that was blocked by Matsudo.
I think so. Either Matsudo or Corby.
Zavoinovic's serve will be into the tape and roll down his side of the net. So the error from Zavoinovic gives the ball to the Coyotes, trying to mount their own little comeback early on. Served by Prudhomme. The set by Matsudo as goes to Corby in the middle.
There you go.
His hit will hit the tape past the blockers. The Colts finally use that middle set. The serve from Corpy, handled by Artur. The set's going to come close side to Peacher, blocked at the net again by Matsudo. It'll be a back set this time to Bassi, and he'll fire that a little bit too long over the block. Colts take the point. Corpy on the serve, off the hands of Artur. Matsudo's got to go up. He didn't go up to block it, and a smart play there from the setter, Demore, to fire that over the net. Back to serve for the Coyotes is Nadeau. His serve mishandled by Zavoinovic. Just off the side of the forearm of Zavoinovic. Delaware, good hustle, good heart trying to get to that ball, but he can't keep it alive, and the Coyotes take the point.
Yeah, I was asking a little bit too much out of your teammate there.
So Nadeau will be back to serve, handled by DeLorme. Matsudo sets far side to Delaware. A lovely set for Michael Matsudo. Delaware fires it off the block, down the net, and another point Centennial.
Matsudo's on the serve.
Matsudo serve. A good one. Handled, a quick set goes to Levalle, and a little fake is going to work out for the Coyotes as a mistimed swing will float to the sideline of the Colts. Back to serve for the Coyotes is Demore. Zavoinovic handles it this time. Matsuda will set Hara. Two blockers dug out by Artur. The set goes back to Bassi off the hands of the block of Hara and Jarosi and out of play.
Lassie, they have done very well after that first set. That was a little underwhelming from them.
Demore's serve handled by Delaware. The set's going to go to Delaware off the tape, but it's out on the side of the Coyotes. And a point La Cite as they stage a little bit of their own comeback. Serve from Demore, handled by DeLorme. Matsudo quickly into the middle to Jarosi, and it works again.
I feel like they go through like waves of trying to play through the middle.
Matsudo just trying to throw off the La Cite blockers. He's been going to the outside, but when he needs a big point, he'll go to the middle. The serve from Delaware, handled. Set's going to come close side to Bassi. Off the hands of DeLorme, Zavoinovic keeps it alive, and a free ball back to the Coyotes. The set goes quickly into the middle to Levaille, off the hands of Zavoinovic, and a point La Cite. I think Levaille in the middle, he's got a little unorthodox swing on his arm when he's going for his kills, and it's throwing off the timing of the middle blocks of the Colts. Matsudo will set quickly to Jarosi, and one more time it'll work. The middle blocker is taking all the points for the Colts so far. And Philip Jarosi back to serve. His serve handled by Artur. The set's going to come close side. That's to Prudhomme off the hands of Jarosi, and Zavoinovic keeps it alive. A free ball back the way of the Coyotes. Set far side. Bassi tips it over the net. It'll be touched at the net, I believe, by Jarosi is the one that touches the net.
Unfortunately, the replay didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, it was a tight little touch, but the referee is...
The ref knows best.
Well, he's going to call over the captain of the Coyotes to talk about it. I could not tell you standing here what the confusion is, to be honest with you. But goes wayside. La Cite coach is a little bit confused talking, but he's okay as we'll head back to serve with Yola Bassi. Delaware handles it. Matsudo sets quickly into the middle to Corpy, finally dug out.
Wow.
Back kill from Petra is going to hit the tape and roll over.
Corpy already had his back turned and just completely missed it.
Just a little mistake from Corpy. Even if that ball is hit, turning around early is a tough mark. The serve from Coyotes goes quickly, and that set to Corpy is powered to the floor. This one is timed perfectly from Matsudo and Corpy. Tara serve, handled. A missed touch. Trying to keep it alive was Demore, unable to do so. Prudhomme's first service reception was a little bit odd, throwing off the Coyotes. And with that missed timing, forces coach David O'Coin to take a timeout for the Coyotes as the Colts lead at 17-15 here in set number 3. back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. Colts leading 17-15 as we're about to get started. Captain Deloire has to head over to the stand, get a quick information. Most likely a speeded up information from the Colts as Hara gets it started. His serve into the net. So the timeout works for Coach O'Coin of the Coyotes. Serve for the Coyotes goes to Yolan Bassi. Bassi will float it over quickly to Corpy, and a left-handed swing from Corpy, and even that works for the Colts in the middle.
Wow.
Zavoinovic on the serve, handled by Petra. The set's going to go to Prudhomme, close side. Zavoinovic able to get out of the way and a point Centennial as that one lands ever so close to the outline.
Talk about literally dodging a bullet.
That'll be Zavoinovic back. He'll float it. It's in. Petra handles it. Set goes back to Prudhomme. He'll fly it over the hands of the block. Zavoinovic on the reception will fire it into the roof. And a point Coyotes. So the Coyotes make the substitution for a third set in a row. Prudhomme takes a seat. Yannick Tomatis is in. His serve.
Really good
digs it out. Deloire gets the set off the hands of the block, off the hands of Petra, and past the Coyotes defense. So another point for the Colts as they now lead it 20-17. Corpy back to serve. His serve is a good one, but just a little bit too far. Flagged out on the far side of the court. And the error gives the Coyotes a chance at a little run themselves, only down by 2. The serve handled by Zavoinovic and DeLorme. The set's going to go to Hara. He'll swing, and it's handled by Nadeau, but put back down.
Very
by
nice
DeRosa.
play.
We'll see on the replay. Does DeRosa even get a touch? He does. Pushing that ball back down and winning the battle at the top of the net.
Crucial touch as well.
Matsudo, the spin serve is to the floor, and an ace from Michael Matsudo.
It's the first ace in a long time from either of these two teams.
Yeah, there's been some very good service reception on both sides of the floor, my bad. As the coach of the La Cite Coyotes, David O'Coin, will take his second timeout as the Colts lead it 22-18 in set number 3. Gets us started the set. Levalle will play it over quickly. Matsudo goes to Hara, and a diving save at the back from Prudhomme as Petra and Prudhomme unable to communicate well with each other, and the mistake gives the Colts their 23rd point. Serve from Matsudo is another good one. Artur handles it. The set goes to Petra. Blocked at the
Great
net from Jarosi and Hara. A diving stop. Petra flies it over the net, a free ball. Matsudo, far side set to Delaware. One blocker off the hands of Bassi, and the kill from Ruslan Delaware, setting up set point Centennial. Matsudo serve, another good one. Artur. The set's going to go back to Petrie, and it's blocked at the net by Nathan Hara. And a good way to finish set number 3, as the Colts will take it 25-18 and now have a 2-1 lead here at the Athletic and Wellness Center. Welcome back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center for set number 4, as the Centennial Colts lead it 2-1 here on a lovely Sunday afternoon at the Athletic and Wellness Center. I've spent my whole weekend here. Anthony, you got lucky. You had a day off yesterday, but
well, I had an appointment. Otherwise, I was coming in to fill in for one of our other commentators. So it was almost here yesterday as well.
Well, I'm glad to have you up here. I'm not talking to myself for 4 hours this time.
Oh yeah, it's tough. I did that a couple weeks back. I was crying by the end of the second game.
As that serve from Matsudo is another ace for Michael. Matsudo gets the set started off right for the Colts. You see the lineup for the Colts is exactly the same. Matsudo, Zavoinovich, DeLorme, Hara, Jarosi, and Delaware. As the Coyotes, Phil Drosy goes up a fake block, and Petra's going to have to tip it over. Matsudo. Drossy's going to set to Hara off the hands of the block. The Coyotes set it, goes back to Petra off the hands of the block. DeLorme keeps it alive, and it goes to Delaware. He'll roll it over the top. Off the hands of DeMore. That first touch was a little too close to the net for DeMore, and he'll will be unable to get that ball up and into the net.
I think it's just more miscommunication from the Coyotes team than anything else that's really doing them in so far.
So now a 3-0 lead for the Colts. And Matsudo will get us started. Matsudo's serve is a good one. The set goes far side to Bassi and blocked at the net by Nathan Hara. That's going to give a yellow warning to the Colts. A yellow card's going to go to the bench. Just the excessive celebration.
Yeah, Coyotes manager's not too happy with them right now.
I mean, a little bit of celebration is good, but I'm pretty sure the whole bench of the Colts hit the other side of the floor. So,
question, what happens if a second yellow is issued?
You're talking to the absolute wrong guy. Remember we looked it up a couple of weeks ago?
Did we?
And the other yellow card, from my knowledge, doesn't mean a whole lot. Maybe a point deduction, but a yellow followed by a red would mean the ejection from the game.
Now,
which doesn't happen too often. I've never seen that happen.
But since the yellow's towards the bench, if a red was played, it wouldn't be to the whole bench, surely. It would
no,
just be to one
if
person.
it was a bench, I would assume. I'm more of a hockey baseball guy, and in the
Yeah.
hockey rules, if it's a bench minor, it goes to the coach. So
the coach just gets sent off.
I would assume the coach would take that responsibility.
Well,
in that fact.
because in soccer, you see people on the bench, whether it's a coach or a player, get sent off, and it's only them leaving the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't go to anyone else. So I would assume it's that. But I'm intrigued what's going on here. Maybe just talking to the ref about what the yellow was for.
So they figured it out. Looks like they figured out where they're allowed to stand, where they're not allowed to stand, and we get going with Matsudo serving still. The set from DeMore goes to Levaye on the far side of the court, and it was out and around. The Colts stay in their designated area all of a sudden.
Running around in their corner.
They're testing the limits, I'll tell you that. They're testing the limits on the far side of the court, but having fun while doing it. As that one set to Petra. DeLorme unable to keep it up.
Oh,
and
Cite's women's volleyball
we got a
team.
little mocking going on from the Cite women's team running around. Oh, I can see the Cite coach also telling their bench to run around. We're going to have some fun with this on the floor.
All right, here we go.
Hopefully a little bit of respect between the teams, but it's some fun respect. As the set goes to Zavoinovic, and here they go. They're going to run around on the far side of the court.
That's awesome. Their coach told them to run down the line. Oh, that's amazing.
They're going to have some fun sportsmanship between these two teams. Normally not foes. I mean, Cite's from 4 hours away from here. But
I think Coach Simpson told them to load up their next celebration.
they're going to have so much fun with this as Matsudo quickly tries to set to Jarosi. Plays it over, but the tip over from Levaye is tremendous. A very smart play from Levaye gets the Coyotes their third point. So Petra's now back to serve for the Coyotes. DeLorme handles it. Matsudo sets to Hara, blocked at the net by Bassi. And now the bench is going to go crazy. 4 straight points from the Coyotes has brought it back to 5-4.
Cite's cheering section going crazy there.
The serve handled by DeLorme. Matsudo sets Hara one more time off the hands of the block and diving stop from Petra. The set's going far side to Prudhomme and a free ball put over. Matsudo back set to Delaware through the hands of a block past a diving Petra, and a good play there from Ruslan Delaware.
Colts bench got back into it with that one.
We might have to task our camera person to hit the bench every time we get a point, the winning point, go to the bench, because it's some exciting stuff. Not even on the floor, we're having some fun as that one's tipped over, and a lovely diving save from Michael Matsudo as Jarosi gets the ball over. The set goes far side. That'll be Prudhomme, blocked at the net by Hara, but kept alive. It'll be into the middle. The Coyotes hustle to it. Matsudo sets to Zavoinovic, past the block and to the floor.
There they go again.
Now the Centennial women's team getting live in the stands as well. We're loving the back and forth affair.
It's awesome.
Ruslan Delaware on the serve. Nice off the hands of Artur. DeLorme probably could have left. That might have been out. He keeps it alive. Doesn't matter. Ruslan Delaware through the hands of Petrie.
Man, this is so much fun. You look at the bench on the replay. They're all hugging each other. They just explode. That's awesome.
I've never seen this bench get so excited, but Pedro Castellanos making it work, and an ace from Ruslan Delaware.
Oh, man, this is awesome. This crowd's getting into it now.
All you got to do is give, especially nowadays, you just got to give a little bit of an excuse to over-celebrate, and anybody will take it as Delaware serve. Mishandled by Petra again. Jarosi. Matsudo back to Jarosi off the hands of Demore. Bassi will play that over in a free ball. Matsudo. Delaware goes up for the second touch. It'll go back to Prudhomme. He'll roll it over. Delaware. Matsudo back set to Hara. Through the hands of the block for Nathan Hara.
I'm afraid to see what happens at the end of the set when one of the teams win.
We all know there'll be a little bit of not disrespect. There'll be a little bit of respect, some handshakes, all in the fun of the game. As
I
that
mean the celebration, initially.
I see what you mean. As that one's rolled over the back line, the Coyotes take the point.
Seems like the benches have
cooled down themselves.
Cooled down,
showing it off. Now it's just the fans going back and forth, having some fun. As the serve from Levalle is put into the net. And a point for the Colts.
Looks like Castellato had a little bit too much pre-workout today. Just all fired up.
Jarosi back to serve. They'll roll it over the net. Artur keeps it. The set's going to go to Bassi. The block will end up in the back court, and a block from Michael Coropi. He shows why he's one of the best blockers in the OCAA.
That's going to force a timeout as well.
And with that point, that's going to force a timeout from David Aucoin of the La Cite Coyotes as the Centennial Colts lead it 12-5 in set number 4. Back inside the Athletic and Wellness Center, a little technical difficulties as the Coyotes are going to take the first point back out of the timeout and a 12-6 Colts lead. The serve from Bassi, played over, the kill at the top.
Oh, here we go.
As the floor goes crazy for the Colts on that kill from Nathan Hara.
Did you hear someone singing Silent Night?
What's that?
I said, did you hear someone in the crowd singing Silent Night?
I hope not.
Because I thought that's what I heard before the last point started.
Oh, here they go. They're going to go crazy. A block at the net from Michael Corpy, and the Colts are going to go wild. They're testing the limits right here.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if someone ended off this game in the locker room. God forbid they get an ace. I don't want to know what they'll do if they get an ace.
Passy hits that over, held by Delaware. It's going to go to Hara. Kept alive by Petra. The set's going to go to Petra in the back. He'll roll it over. Zavoinovic, Matsudo into the middle to Delaware off the net. Kept up by Artur. The set's going to go to Prudhomme and out of the reach of a diving Delaware. The Coyotes will take the point, and in comes Yannick Tomati to serve. So Tomati into serve will get a quick shoelace tie on the floor. Gonna have some fun as the teams, I believe that's gonna be the women's volleyball team counting out for them as Artur is gonna tie his shoes, and we'll get started with Tomati. His serve. Delorme handles it. Matsudo will set. Zavoinovic, one blocker. Past the blocker and out of the reach of Tomati.
This is insane.
So Tomati will come out. Prudhomme back in.
Colts are having some fun.
Maybe Coach Timpson telling them to calm down now at this point. Zavoinovic's serve, a quick three-touch from the Coyotes. Petra sets it over. Matsudo will set to Delaware out of the reach.
Oh.
That might have been a two-touch as he dove,
but
hit his arm and off the head.
Yeah. Would that have counted as a two-touch?
It is technically a two-touch, not caught. Doesn't matter, though, as the Colts take the point. It'll be Zavoinovic back to serve. His serve. Held by Artur. The set goes far side to Petra. Off the head of the block of Delaware. The three-man block doesn't work, and it goes off the head of Ruslan Delaware. He'll be all right, though. And a point, Coyotes. Maxime Nadeau on his serve. Flies that a little bit too far. And the error from Nadeau gives the ball back to the Colts. Now up 17-8. Corpy will float his serve over. Artur to Moore. The set's going to go to, I believe that was supposed to be for Levaille. Out of the reach of him, Petra unable to get that ball up and out, as David Aucoin will take his timeout. And with that timeout, we'll talk a little bit about the playoff standings here in the OCAA. As we're getting down to the final couple games, the La Cite Coyotes only with 4 more games left, while the Colts have 3 to go. The Colts, after this one, next weekend will head to Canadore to take on the 10-4 Panthers before heading to Georgian on a Wednesday to take on the Grizzlies. That's a fun match, because Georgian's 13-1. Second in the OCAA total. And they will finally end off the season and the semester against the George Brown Huskies back here on January 31st. That will most likely decide the playoff matchups, but as we say that, the Colts currently sitting in second spot can technically get all the way up to first spot if they were to win out and Georgian were to have a little bit of a trip up. But if they don't, they're still fighting for that second spot, as Canadore is just 1 game behind them, but they could technically fall all the way back to 6th spot if they were to lose their way out and the dominoes fall in the right spot, while the La Cite Coyotes are sitting at the bottom of the playoffs. They have been eliminated from the playoffs, so right now just playing with pride and maybe a little bit of a spoiler on their edge, trying to
always fun.
Take the playoffs away. That's exactly what you want. You want to be the enemy that forced a good team into having to play a tougher matchup, which is what they're trying to do here against the Colts. And later on, as they still have to play Seneca, Georgian, Durham, they still play some high-seeded teams in the OCAA. We'll get started with Corbius. Hits a powerful serve through the hands of Petra. Kept alive by Bassi and played over by Artur. Matsudo will set into the middle for Zavoinovic and held up. The Coyotes set Bassi. That's off the hands of everybody. Zavoinovic hustling after it, can't get to it. And a point for the Coyotes. Now needing a whack load of points all in a row to try and mount a comeback here in set 4 to force the 5th set. As Demore has the serve. DeLorme. Matsudo, quick set goes to Deloar off the tip of the block and Bassi. Prudhomme will set Petra over the top. Zavoinovic is there. Matsudo will set to Jarosi in the middle. Artur keeps it up. Set goes to Bassi. Nobody goes up to block, and a good save from Harez. It's a free ball to the way of the Coyotes. Demore sets far side to Petra through the block, and a powerful kill from Tristan Petra.
That one got the Coyotes bench nice and hyped.
Demore back to serve. Handled by Zavoinovic. Matsudo, the quick set to Jarosi off the hands of the block at the net. And the middle set continues to work for Matsudo, this time with Jarosi. Matsudo serve finds the back corner. A good serve for Michael Matsudo and another ace for the Colts setter.
20-10. Colts is trying to ice this one out now.
That serve mishandled by the Coyotes, meaning the Colts can set to Zavoinovic, played up by Artur and out of the reach of Petra. And now the Colts starting to pull away and really make this one almost impossible to come back. Now a 21-10 lead.
Yeah, Lassiter would need a miracle for this.
Matsudo serve, another good one, handled by Bassi. The set's going to go far side, back to Bassi, over the hands of the block. Zavoinovic tips it up, and it goes out of play. I believe that would have been out if Zavoinovic left it. At least it looked like it from our angle.
I think it would have, but we're playing with house money now. I mean, you don't need to take those risks.
So Tristan Petra will come out of the game, into the game as David Patino, and he will serve. Patino's serve, a good one off the tape. Jarosi handled it. The set's going to go to Hara with 2 blockers. He'll tip it off of Bassi. They say it's out. If we can get a replay of that somehow, we probably won't get a replay of it. It was a confusing look for us, honestly.
I don't know how that was the call, but we're not going to see Centennial fussing us again. They're up by 9.
Coach Timpson really does want that point. He's angry for sure. And I believe Timpson might have a problem here. He got animated, and that card is going to come out. I believe that's a red card going towards Jordan Timpson. That is a red card to Timpson, and he will have to exit. Timpson will go take a seat. He doesn't have to exit the gym. He'll just go take a little breather. The red card to Jordan Timpson if you're just joining us. We're just waiting on the table.
That's interesting. So they got Russell Delaware to go over and tell him they got a red card instead of just pointing it. So right now what you're seeing is a replay
of that last play. Can we hit that again, producer Leo, for me, possibly? We'll run the whole replay if that's what we're told. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Jordan Timpson, so it's going to get us the possibility to see the replay.
I'm very intrigued.
I'm willing to sit here on break in complete silence waiting for this replay.
I think this is the play now.
So 21-13, the Colts lead, as we said. They're sitting in second place looking to keep that spot. And at this current moment, they would host a home playoff game, and it's almost impossible for them to not host a playoff game.
So I don't think that was the point. Because the point that they were complaining about went to La Cite.
It was just a tip over the net.
No, it wasn't that one.
There's that serve from Matsudo. It was after that serve from Matsudo. If we're not able to find it, it's completely okay. I'm not going to hurt my feelings if I don't find it. I just want to know where he called it out. So we'll get restarted inside the Athletic and Wellness Center. An 8-point lead for the Colts as DeLorme plays it. Zavoinovic. It'll go to Matsudo and a free ball over. Daymore, he'll set behind him to Bassi, and it'll be trading free balls. Zavoinovic, Matsudo goes to Delaware at the net. He'll tip it over, no touch, and a Coyotes point.
Coyotes bench trying to will their team back into this one. 7-point lead for the Colts.
Bassi serve handled. Delaware will set Hara. He'll roll it over the top. Handled. Sorry, that was by Patino. That one swung and way over the top on the swing from Javier Prudhomme. And the Colts take the point now, 22-14. Little dismay. I think the whistle was blown for that substitution, but Patino will come out anyways. Petra back in. Delaware floats it over. The set goes back to Bassi. Blocked at the net off the hands.
That one's huge. Cole's bench likes that one.
Now the Colts 2 points away from putting this one away. A 23-14 lead. Delaware on the serve. The roll serve is a good one. The set goes far side. That'll be off the hands of the block. The quick set from Hara goes off the net. It will be a point, Coyotes. So the Coyotes will make another substitution coming out of the game.
Double.
Coming out of the game, Lavalle. Into the game will be number 14. That'll be Jakob Bédard Gauthier. And Bédard Gauthier will take the serve. DeLorme, Matsudo, the set goes to Zavoinovic on the close side off the face of Bédard Gauthier.
To the game. That'll wake you right up. He was very eager to get into this game to serve and just got smoked in the head.
So we're going to have the floor ref approaching the stand of the ref again by talk of Coach O'Coin.
Ooh, that's a sour one.
So Petra will have to come to the stand. We'll talk about it. Both coaches went over and talked to each other about it. They're not liking each other. I'm not going to lie to you. They are not liking each other over on the side. So a yellow card will go to Coach O'Coin on the side of the Coyotes, trying to keep this game in hand between the La Cite Coyotes and the Centennial Colts.
Colts bench is ready. They're excited.
So match point Centennial now, 24-15, DeRossi on the serve. The set goes quickly into the middle, and it's touched on the swing, and the Colts will take the point and the game. Now 25-15 victory in set number 4.
That was a fun game to watch.
A little bit of animosity, a little bit of fun. A lot of respect between the two teams, I'm sure, by the end of it. But the Colts will take this one and improve to 12-3 on the season, while the La Cite Coyotes are still in search of that ever elusive first win. And now they will go down to 0-14. The next games for both of these teams, La Cite will head home to take on the Canadore Panthers on January 25th, while the Centennial Colts, sorry, that is backwards. The Colts will head to Canadore to take on the Panthers on January 25th before coming back here at home against the George Brown Huskies on Friday, January 31st. La Cite will head home to host the Seneca Sting and the Georgian Grizzlies on January 25th and 26th. It was a good bounce-back win from the Centennial Colts after the reverse sweep yesterday at the hands of the Algonquin Wolves. A good game for the Centennial Colts. Anthony, any final words?
That was fun to watch. It's always exciting when the benches get into it and the teams start getting slightly chippy. Hopefully both coaches kind of just take a breather and don't get us animated in the future games. This was fun to watch for sure.
So the Colts will head home happy, a week break before they head out on the road. For one final time here at the Athletic and Wellness Center, for producer Leo, my name is Jack Middleton with Anthony Santia. We will thank you for joining us here on ColtsNet Live, and we will see you back here on January 31st. Kemia.